This gorgeous vine that you're seeing are our Chinese noodle beans. They produce these really long 18-inch beautiful burgundy red pods of beans that are great for stir fries. And while we've eaten the beans and we love them, I've seen them used so many different ways, I've never grown one of these plants for myself. And this year I went ahead and planted this gorgeous plant. We put several seeds in the ground, and boy, even in torrential rainfall and the storms, they prospered and they have climbed to the top of the trellis, which really took just a couple of weeks. It amazed me watching how tall they got, and so much so that you can see they're starting to climb onto themselves right here, and even trying to figure out how to get into the tree that's just a foot or two above the plant. So it looks like this is just not a big enough trellis for these beans. They can grow massive sizes, and I'm really impressed with how well they're doing right here. So impressed that I actually put them on a trellis that goes about 7.5 feet tall on one side, and down the other is another 8 to 10 feet. So I'm excited to see how those fill out. But I wanted to show off this plant because while it doesn't have any beans yet, a lot of flowers that are unopened have popped up. So here's one of the flowers that have shown up, and they pretty much just popped up out of nowhere. I didn't notice any flowers, and then I come out here today and there are flowers everywhere. Here, another one you can see through the trellis on the other side. A couple of flowers just hanging out. Now these open up, and they are the coolest looking flowers. They kind of remind me of pansies the first time I ever saw them, but they're unique in their own way. So I'm excited to show the flowering process too. Here's some more right there hanging out. And I wanted to show this too because these noodle beans, we've had some different issues. You can't really see, but there's some aphids there and also some ants. However, even with aphids on these vines, they haven't seemed to truly harm the plant at all. In fact, I've seen a lot of ladybug activity out here, so hopefully they're laying some eggs on these leaves, and once those babies hatch, they will just take over eating all these aphids. But additionally, there are a lot of fire ants, and fire ants have been a problem the last couple of years, so I was really worried about that, especially since they love drilling holes through my potatoes. But I've noticed they're not doing any harm, and a deep dive into research revealed that these beans actually secrete a nectar, and that nectar is what they're harvesting. And of course I took a pause because I'm just watching the ants myself. I'm so interested in it. So if you notice a longer than usual pause, that's why. And also it looks like the ant right here may be harvesting some of the insects that are on it, which is really interesting. So if you come out here and you see a lot of aphids or ants on your noodle beans, do not freak out, because you might be amazed at how well these little plants do. And actually, when I'm filming down here, I did see a squash bug. I don't like those little things because, for one, they just spray you every time you get too close to them. I accidentally ate one the other day, guys, when I was looking at some blackberries and picking them. It was not a fun experience, but I noticed that overall these noodle beans do not seem to be bothered by any of the pests. Now, I don't spray at all. I don't put anything in here. I'm kind of one of those whatever happens, happens in the garden people. And so this was a great investment plant for our family, not wanting to spray or use any chemicals of that nature, because it can take a beating and still do so well. It can handle the extreme heat that we have down here in Southeast Texas, and it can handle the rain that we've had. It can do well in droughts. It can do well during extreme rain storms. So I'm really impressed by this plant. I just wanted to make a short video and kind of show it off and show where it's at so far, despite everything that's happened this season. And here's a close-up of the unopened flowers. I'm pretty excited to show this off and kind of lace the videos together as the flowers open. Hopefully I don't miss that. And it begins to set beans. I think we're going to get a pretty incredible harvest from this plant. It is just producing little flowers everywhere, and man, look at this. You can see this is kind of how they end up, but when they're unopened, this is kind of how it starts off before it even starts to show that it's developing a flower. And then all of a sudden you'll see these flowers, and if they come with ants, don't worry about it, just wait a little bit and you might be amazed at how much this plant produces and seeing the flowers start to open. So I can't wait to share that with everybody. But overall, I'm extremely impressed with just how much this plant has grown in such a short period of time. And in fact, like I said earlier in the video, I was so impressed that I started an entire trellis that's more than twice the size of the other trellis in height, so they can go all the way up this trellis, all the way down the other side, because it's kind of an A-frame shape, and then it's 16 foot long. So guys, this is going to be a lot of noodle beans, and I can't wait to share that with you.